Hi everybody, Farmer Luke here. So what we're up to today on the farm? Well, it has rained, as you can see, there's plenty of puddles there. So that's put a stop to sugar beet drilling, which we was doing last week. We've got 10 acres left. So today we're doing workshop jobs. So we're just finishing off, we're getting ready for potato planting hopefully next week. So we're just finishing some last minute bits and pieces, mainly putting the fertiliser box together. So these are the metering units. So we'll just have a look at the fertiliser box and we'll come back to these. So this is the fertiliser box. This goes on front of the tractor, then we have the planter on the back. This puts down fertiliser into the ground. So we put fertiliser into this hopper. Then those boxes we saw a second ago go down on here, sit in between here and meter out how much fertiliser we want. And they go down the pipes into these little, what do we call these? What do you call these? Coulters. And they drop at the back there. There's a slot, a hole there. They come out and then get placed into the ground. So this will be in, the soil will be somewhere here at the ground to put the fertiliser in. Now, how's it metered out? There's a shaft that goes on there, and then there's a wheel here, which when it goes forward, turns. That turns a chain, which turns a cog, which then turns the shaft, which then meters it out, which we'll have a little look at. So these are the boxes here, as we've just seen. They're actually upside down, turn that back up. So that will go on the bottom there. And then there's these two bits that go on the bottom here with the spouts that then puts the fertiliser down into the ground. So when this turns, the fertiliser drops in and it's metered out. So we're just going to put all these back together again and then we'll have a look at it, how it should be in a sec, hopefully, a bit later. Fingers crossed. Are you excited?
All right. Another proper job done with Farmer Clive.
We'll have a look at it all back together in a minute. Right, so they're all back together now. Just got to wipe the excess, wipe the excess silicone away. You can see there. Right, that's one to go put back on again. We just got to do the other one the same and then put them back on the box. So I just went in for my lunch, which I think everyone's entitled to. And guess who just rocked up? Welcome the new character, Farmer Jordan. Say hello to the people of YouTube, Farmer Jordan.
Hello.
Farmer Jordan's come to give us some advice that we never asked for at all about how to put this back together. What do you think, Farmer Jordan?
You've got a good bit of kit here, haven't you?
There we go. There are words of Farmer Jordan. Look out for him in some starrer roles in some Farmer Luke videos. He's like, on Clarkson's farm, you have Cheerful Charlie. Well, we have Cheerful Jordan. He's not an advisor in any sense or gives any information about how we should farm as such. He's not a qualified advisor. That's what I'm looking for. He's a qualified idiot. What we're looking at now, Farmer Jordan?
Metering units for your fertiliser applicator.
And what's wrong with them?
You got the wrong stars in.
I haven't got the wrong stars in. I rung the firm up and they brought them down and they're the ones they sent. These are the actual manufacturers has sent the parts, so I've not ordered them wrong. Okay. Right, so that is Farmer Jordan, who's had a starring role in today's video.
Are these my tools?
Yes, they are your tools. Farmer Jordan actually used to be Jordan the mechanic, and he used to work for a local firm, which I won't say who. He used to be a John Deere dealership. And so most of Jordan's tools are a lot better than mine. So Jordan actually buys proper tools, don't you, Jordan? Not snap-on stuff and a lot decent stuff, where mine mostly have been inherited or from a car boot. So, yeah. So therefore, we just pinch Jordan's tools on a regular basis. He's still looking at that metering unit. Anyway, so I thought that was a nice little clip inside halfway through the day. We are going to put it back together again, so that is should be the next scene. Actually, there's one more scene, because Farmer Jordan is moaning that we cut the pipes to get it off. We couldn't get it off because because in between where the coulters were and where the unit were, we couldn't move them. So we just cut the pipe. We're going to put a new bit of pipe on. But apparently, according to Farmer Jordan, what would Farmer Jordan have done?
Well, as soon as you pinch all my tools, I have a heat gun over there, so I just heated the pipe up a little bit. It would have stretched it and it would have pulled it straight off. And it would have saved you money on having a whole new pipe. Which you look like you even butchered that with a set of gas bulbs.
No, that was with a grinder.
Just if you're going to do a job, do it properly.
There we go. Not my words. Words of Farmer Jordan.
When you do a job, you should always leave it better than when you get to it.
There we go, folks. Now that's something to take home, isn't it? So, change of plan. Instead of putting the fertiliser box back together like we should be doing, we are loading wheat into a lorry to go off to the mill. So we've got them in trailers because these are the last loads we've got. We've got 3 trailer load of wheat, and instead of tipping them down again to load them up again, we just got the elevator out and just tipping them straight in the lorry. So yeah, we might not get the fertiliser box done today. We'll get it done this week at some point, but not today. And then we're going to change the tyres on the tractor ready for tatering next week. So that's probably the end of the fertiliser box for now. So yeah, stuff always changed, don't it, Dad?
Yeah, very much so.
Was meant to do the fert box, now we ended up loading a lorry and changing.
Wheel change.
Then we get a wheel change. So we will get the fertiliser box done because that's an integral part of the operation. So let's see what happens next. So yeah, typical day, plans change. So there goes the lorry, there's the wheat on the way. Now the clear up operation happens. So we've got to clear up all this wheat that's now on the floor. For some reason the elevator's not very clean, and also as well we've got to swap the wheels. So we've got the wheels out. We've got a guy here to help us do it. So that's what we're doing next. So we're going to swap these tyres, which are fairly thick, onto these thinner tyres so they can tiptoe down rows and not bash so much crops down we go through. We've got to get them swapped now because next week we're going to start tater planting, and this tractor goes on the destoner, so it's got to tiptoe through potato beds. So you'll see more of that next week and it will all become clear. So take one look at this tractor now. That's how it looks now. And we'll see it in a minute on the other tyre. Ta-da! The wheels are changed. You can see them, they're thinner tyres. So if we go over here, we can see how thin they are. There they go. See how thinner they are compared to the other ones. Also as well, we're slightly higher as well, so we can get over crops without bashing them down, especially tater beds as well, because they're quite high, so we can go quite nicely over them. So yeah, the tyres are changed. That's one more job off the list. We're back at it. We're finally putting the fertiliser box back together. We've changed the wheels of the tractor. We've finished loading the lorry, so we can finally get back to put this back together. Can't we, Farmer Clive?
Yes.
Farmer Clive is at the minute hunting for a bolt to go through this shaft down here. So they connect together by a shaft and that bolt holds them. But it's a bit like a lucky dip trying to find that size of bolt, isn't it, Dad?
It is, but then again, I might have found one.
He might have found one, folks. Shall we see what happens here? Is it the right one? Oh, looks a good one.
Now I need another nut the size of Luke.
Hey, you see, I said it covered all. Right, let's see if it's going to fit. Is it going to fit? Is it going to fit?
Fits is a bit small.
It fits! Hooray! It's kind of small, but...
It's a shear bolt. We've got a bit tight. That's a marble.
Right, we're going to look again.
Yeah. Never mind.
Have another look. Will we find a bolt? Who knows? Right, I'm going to start putting this back together now. It's on finally. It took ages because one of these threads, if you like, there's got like a thread where a bolt goes on. And the idea of a bolt is when you do it up, it kind of turns itself in. Well, the start of it had just been curled over. Someone's had it off before and whacked it with a hammer. So I couldn't get the bolt on. But never mind, that should have took shorter time. But let's do the other one. Good news, everybody. We found a bolt. We have found a bolt to go through, so that's what it was after, to connect these two shafts. Now, it was slightly too big, not going to lie, but we'd made a little minor adjustment, wasn't it, using one of these. And it fitted. So congratulations to Farmer Clive for finding that. Well done.
Yes, me again, come to the rescue.
He's put his glasses on. He searched high and low and found one.
I went to my mate's up the road. He's got no end of bolts.
We had to go and buy one. But the takeaway is, it's fitted. Now all we've got to do is connect the pipes and we're done. But before we connect the pipes, we've just realised something. So, we said we were out with the widths. We've put the spacing out and we just noticed that these go inwards. And if you put the pipe, it's going to come from here in an S shape, which isn't ideal when you put fertiliser down because you might get stuck in the pipe. So we've just pinned to see a neighbour who's got exactly the same one. Hello, Mr. Fu. And we're going to swap this one with that one, and then they'll all face the right way like this, so it makes it a nice slant for the pipe, so therefore the fertiliser flows nicely. So that's what we're going to do now. It's a good job we had. Look, weren't it, Dad?
Yeah. Learn by our mistakes, but we're putting it right.
So now we just swapped them over. So now they're facing a bit more, so being a little bit more of an easy S shape. So hopefully the fertiliser will fall down. So now all we've got to do is just measure and cut the pipe, which Farmer Clive is doing now. Hopefully that's going to fit. You measure that right, Farmer Clive?
Yep.
By eye. This has got disaster all over. We've got so much pipe as well, so we need to get this right. We've got to remember to put the Jubilee clips on as well. We've got to make sure we remember to put these on, because I'll put them on and off again. You got it?
Yep, there's a bit of pipe.
There's a bit of pipe.
There's some flexible.
Nice and flexible, so we can put these on there. So Farmer Clive's insisted to show you a top tip when put a pipe on.
Yeah. You can either dip it in the hot water or use the wife's hairdryer. It's not actually a hairdryer, it is a proper heat gun. So what I'm going to do is warm the pipe.
Like so.
Right.
And then hopefully that's going to expand so it can shove on. So let's find out if it's going to work. First one is done. He measured it right. So we just got 1, 2, 3 more to do. Ta-da! Pipes are on, everything's done up. We've got no bits left over. We had a little bit of an incident, the Farmer Clive just chucked that with his heat gun technique, which is, it did work, it slipped on quicker, but if you hold it on too long, guess what happens? So you can see that, it's melted. So yeah, top tip if you're gonna do Farmer Clive's top tip is don't hold it near the pipe too long or else you are gonna melt it. Can't believe that's done, fertiliser thing done. Made it with minimal injuries. Managed to skin a couple of knuckles. So yeah, that's all now ready to go. We've just got a minor adjustment now, just got to find something to stop these turning, a bit of rope or something, and put a bit of rope on here as well, because there's a rollover sheet. And then that is all ready to go, isn't it, Farmer Clive?
Yep. Ready to go. Well, no, it ain't.
Oh, we've got to put a chain on.
We've got no chains on.
We can't do that because we've got to alter the cogs.
And we've got to find out.
We've got to find out to alter the cogs to how much to put on. We've got to work that out, because it all works through these cogs that turn a chain, as I said, but they're all specially worked out so it puts on so much. We've got to find out about that.
So this is land wheel driven, as we call it. So when we go forward, that wheel's on the ground, so that turns. And obviously, faster or slower you go, it still will put the same amount on as what we set it at.
So that is the first episode that we've done of Down on Daintree Farm, Day in the Life, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I think it's something working title. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that.
Cockle farm, I'd call it.
It's not really. So that is it. So we've managed to go through putting this together, to load the lorry, to changing wheels, all in the space of a day. Well, it's a Saturday morning today, so a day and a half. So that is all done. So hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you again next time. Say goodbye, Farmer Clive.
Goodbye, Farmer Clive.
If anyone could give it a like and a subscribe and stuff, would be great, because I'm going to try and do a lot more of this. See you next time.